All right. Today I'm out and about, and I thought I would take a moment to do my video. I'm trying to think if I've talked about this before or not, or if it's been evolving, but anyways, I am doing 45 days for sure of doing a drawing a day and recording a video every day on this video blog. And I'm doing it because I was reading this book called, I think it's The Happy Brain. If it's not The Happy Brain, I'll put it on the screen here. Anyways, it's fascinating that what got me was that this guy was talking about that it takes 45 days for an adult to lay down new neural pathways for a new activity or way of being. And and what I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to break some of my old ways of being and find my authentic ways of being. So this is an experiment in radical authenticity. Now this term radical authenticity is from a friend of mine, dear friend, Bill Kippers. This was his dissertation, and we kind of were peer support for each other's dissertation process. Anyway, so this concept of radical authenticity always kind of intrigued me too, and his work really inspired me. And I was realizing that, talked about this before I think, that I'm wondering if a lot of my troubles in life is because I'm not living an authentic life. And I could blame family and culture and society and all that stuff and my own traumas and all that. But I think all of that is just normal what we go through. And I think we all have to kind of like, well, not have to, but if we've been programmed not to live an authentic life in our culture and society and families, there's this moment, I think, for some of us where we recognize that we can't really function without being authentic anymore. And I realize that I'm pretty dysfunctional in many ways, not being able to earn a living, my oversensitivity to stresses makes it almost impossible for me to hold a job in this high-stress world. And all these stresses and stuff like that make me sick, and I've been sickly and all that. And so I'm doing this experiment. I'm doing a drawing a day because I know in my experience that taps into that part of me that from even as a little child I loved to draw. It started actually from my primal wound of stuttering, and because I couldn't speak, I started to draw. And I come from a family of creative people, so it was not out of the blue. My father was an architect, contractor, and all my brothers and sisters, did art, so it was part of our whole thing. But I really kind of used it as kind of a way of speaking, and I was good at it, I guess. I studied as a child at the Art Institute of Chicago, and so it's a part of my being. I get joy from it, and it's connected to this. I definitely talked about that. My science teacher, Mr. Litzo, when I was finished with 7th grade or 8th grade, he basically threatened me that if I don't become an artist, he'll come back and haunt me after he dies. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately and realizing I've not lived as an artist, even though inside I perceive myself as an artist, and not an artist like Picasso or whatever. An artist that it feeds my soul to create. And so I'm doing that every day for 45 days to really see if it does something to my being. That every day I'm doing something that feeds my being so much. Um, and so I'm doing that, and then this video is because of my stuttering. I'm not doing it so I could learn to speak better in terms of being more fluent or being a more dynamic speaker. What I'm really trying to do is to break free the construct field, this fear I have of speaking on camera. And it's not even a fear. I mean, I could do it. It just takes a lot out of me, and it's awkward for me. And so I'm trying to see if I do this for 45 days, if I could break that kind of construct and just be able to be purely authentic myself in front of the camera. It's funny that, as a filmmaker, I'm always putting everyone else in front of the camera, but not me. So I'm doing it now. So this is, see, I started on April 20th, and today is May 8th. So this is day, I'll figure that out. I'll put it under the thing here. So I don't want to really switch into mathematical consciousness here. Because I'm in a different place, a different space inside. So I'm doing this, and I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this every day. The idea is when I do the Patreon site, or even if I do start putting these out there beforehand, that this is part of, if you're a fan of mine, you get to see these. But then I'm thinking, being inspired by Amanda Palmer and others, that I would give all my content away as kind of this service to society and find other means of support. So I'm really, because it feels more authentic to my being to not put a price on my art or my, I mean, if people have said, if it's digital, you give it away. And so I'm holding that, it's like, obviously, if people want a hard copy of my book, or they want a print of my artwork, that costs money, so I would get money for that, and my time and all that. So I'm playing with this, trying to find how can I be in the world? How can I be in the world and be authentic in myself? So I'm really taking these 45 days to explore this, like, where is my authenticity, in the actions I do and how I hold myself, even doing a resume, like putting myself out there on the web, like, who am I? How can I align my persona with my deeper self? How can I, and it sounds really easy, just do it, and all that, but our construct fields are so embedded, and even we can't really, I don't believe we can really transcend our construct fields purely and entirely unless we're bodhisattva. So, and I know I'm not there yet, so way not there yet. So maybe someday before I die, Castaneda in his books about the teachings of Don Juan, one of the things I love is that Don Juan talks about there are four stages on the path of knowledge. And I can't remember all of them now. Maybe I'll look it up and I'll put it out there for you guys, if anyone's watching this. But the key is that the very last thing is death, is old age. The last barrier is old age. So what it is each stage is, once you've hit the stage, then it becomes the actual roadblock to stop you from evolving on the path. So it's beautiful that, like, for example, one stage is overcoming fear. So when you overcome fear, you get power, I think. But then that power, you start to think that power is is that power is yours, and that becomes your next blinder. So anyways, old age is the last one, and you are tired, you want to stop and all that, and then the last minute before you die, you get it, and that's enough. So hopefully that last minute I'm there. So that's what I'm working towards. Anyways, so that's it for today. Since I'm holding the camera with one hand, I can only give you a half namaste. So, how do I do a half namaste? Namaste. Halfway, and peace out.